Hi everyone! Today we're going to discuss buyer engagement. This is especially important after markets to make sure your notes are converted in orders and for increasing your reorders. New order gives you visibility on your buyer's activity, so I will show you where to find this information and what can be done with it. Let's start with the reporting section. In the reporting section, when you first go into the menu to reporting, you will find there is several sections. If you go to customers, this is where you will find the buyer activity report. You can either export it as an Excel file or run it. Here you can see who logged in and when. For example, Alison Larocco. You will see her email, her company name, the last date at which she logged in, and the last order date. You can also see the total number of orders and total value of orders, as well as see whether she opened or not the various recommendations or line sheets that you sent her. This is very valuable information because it will allow me to segment the buyers by group who have yet to order this season, for example, or to segment by buyers who have never logged in, such as those buyers here, Christy, Larry, Max. Obviously, we want to treat those buyers differently because they have very different behavior. Another very useful tool is the weekly digest. The weekly digest is an email notification that you will receive weekly. If you do not receive this weekly digest every week, you can go to the admin section of New Order and check the recipient list in brand information, brand settings. As you can see, we have the weekly digest email list here, and you can add the email addresses of all the person who should receive this email, just separated by a comma, no space. On this weekly digest, you will be able to see the number of easy orders sent, number of line sheets sent, and very importantly, the number of buyer logs in and easy order opened. The last thing in regards to buyer engagement is the number of buyer orders. As you can see here in this example, the number of buyer logging is pretty high and much higher than the buyer orders. And what we see a lot of times is that the number of buyer orders is correlated to the number of line sheets sent or easy orders sent. So as you can see now, the number of line sheets sent is pretty much in line with the number of buyer orders. So this is useful in order for you to be able to change the different campaigns that you're currently doing. If you want a more granular view on the buyer engagement, you can go to the Contacts tab of New Order. So going first in Wholesale, then going in the menu and to Contacts. In the Contacts tab of New Order, for each company, you will be able to see the last login date for each buyer. Okay, so for example, here we have a last login date for the first 2 buyers of this test company and no login date for the last one, as this person never logged in. Okay, this provides you with a more granular view, and you can proactively, look into the engagement of that company and check their line sheet history here. Okay, so you will be able to see the list of line sheets that you've sent this company and the date at which this happened. Additionally, you can also go to Orders, which will lead you to the Orders tab to see the order history for that company. Okay. So now that you know where to find all this information about your buyer activity, the question is, how will you be able to utilize this information in order to increase your buyer engagement? So one way to proactively increase the effectiveness of your outreach is to leverage the information provided with the bulk mail feature. If I go here to the line sheet tab, okay, and I pick the collection that we're currently working on, for example, Apparel 2016, then I will be able to click on the envelope to share this collection. As you all know, we have the send to multiple addresses option that I can turn on. This will allow me to choose multiple recipients. And this is where the Bioactivity Report proves to be very important. As you can see here, I have exported my Bioactivity Report and filtered to see only the buyers who have not ordered since July of this year. Okay, so they've all ordered previously, but not the current season. So now this gives me a list of everybody that I should follow up with for the current collection. Before sending this line sheet to those customers, I can decide whether to turn on the easy order feature. So as I mentioned earlier, this would increase your conversion rate. So you can, try it if you're not already used to using it. You can include an extra order form, and most importantly, here you can customize your message. So if I'm talking to people who have not ordered this season, it will be a different message than if I'm talking to people who have just never ordered from me. Okay, so here you can write a message for this group and then click on choose recipient. In choose recipient, I will probably pick myself to see which buyer I'm working with, or directly go in and select the retailers included in my Excel list. Okay, so here, one thing that you can do is work with your account manager to set up customer types. If you have customer types set up, you will be able to search by type, for example, prospect. And all the customers included in that customer type will then show up on the search. Okay. Once you've selected all the buyers who are part of this group, you can send the line sheet to them. What is really great is that once they receive the line sheet, you will receive a notification when they do open that line sheet, and the action will be reflected in your Bioactivity Report as well as in the Contacts tab. Okay. So one thing that will happen in the very near future is the launch of our campaign feature. Our campaign feature will allow you to have a deeper understanding of the results of your outreach. You will be able to track buyers who open, click, and order from the line sheet email you send. And you will see the ROI on every line sheet, such as in the screenshot that I'm showing you here. We will, of course, have another webinar just dedicated to the new features coming up, but I wanted to give you a little taste of what this looks like. I hope you enjoyed this webinar today, and if you have any question related to buyer engagement, you can reach out to your account manager or to heroes@neworder.com, and we will be happy to discuss this further with you.